Welcome to my channel! Learn with Teacher Ali!
Matatag Curriculum, English Grade 4, Quarter 3, Week 3, and our topics are about description of informal tone in narrative text, function of tone and mood for a narrative's purpose, context, and target audience, and narrative text type. Content standards. The learners demonstrate their expanding knowledge of vocabulary and grammatical structures, literal and inferential comprehension of literary and informational text, and composing and creating practices and apply their receptive and productive skills in order to produce culture-specific text based on their purpose, context, and target audience. Performance standards. The learners apply literal and inferential comprehension of literary and informational text and produce culture-specific narrative and expository text based on their purpose, context, and target audience using simple, compound, and complex sentences and age-appropriate and gender-sensitive language. Day 1. Now, the teacher will present to the class the sample friendly letter and guide the learners identify and remember its corresponding parts. Now, we will have an activity. Let us label the letter shown below with its corresponding parts. The lesson will guide students on classifying text types as narrative, enumeration, chronology, and procedural text. The lesson shall also help students to be able to define a narrative text tone and mood, purpose, context, and target audience. Now let us define what is a narrative. Narrative tells a story and typically includes characters, setting, and plot. Students, do you know what are the 5 parts of a friendly letter in order? That's right. The 5 parts of a letter include a heading, greeting, body, closing, and signature. There is also an optional postscript a writer may decide to include. Now let us place the parts of a letter in the correct place.
Now, imagine you have gone away to camp for the summer and you miss your best friend. Think about the following to help you organize your thoughts before writing a letter to your friend. Then use the template below as a model to write your friendly letter on a piece of blank paper or stationery. In pairs, learners will share their answer to these questions. Why should we know the parts of a friendly letter? How can knowing about the different text types help you talk or write about your own or other people's experiences? Now the students will have an activity. Learners will write a friendly letter based on the prompt. Their letter should include all the parts previously discussed in class. Day 2. Students, how to write a friendly letter. Have you ever received help from someone you helped before? The teacher will then ask the learners who may work in pairs to think of example for each text type. So for instance, recipe, procedural, and then essay or journal entry on how I spent my summer, which is narrative, and then articles on kinds or categories of dinosaur, which is enumeration, and then life cycle of a butterfly, which is chronology or chronological. For text type sequence, our purposes here is you can present sequential instruction or chronological events in order in which they happen. Here are samples of our language features. First, after dot, now, second, finally, meanwhile, next, lastly, while. So here are example. How to make cookies. First, prepare the ingredients. Then make your dough. Finally, cook your dough at 400 degrees for 10 minutes. The teacher will facilitate a review of different text types and the purposes for which they are used. This may be done by distributing a worksheet containing 4 sample text. Now let us identify the purpose of each text type shown below and circle the letter representing your answer. Students, what story was narrated? What list was enumerated? What pieces of information were put into order? And what instruction were provided one by one? Here's another activity. Write a procedural text about how to make patty cakes in 3 or more sentences. Use first, then, next, after that, finally. Write your answer on the answer sheet. Day 3. Now, read carefully each statement. Distinguish what type of text it belongs. Write your answer on the answer sheet. Tell us about your pet. Paste a picture of your pet in the box. If you don't have a pet, draw a pet you would like to have and answer some questions that might describe your pet. Do this on your answer sheet. Student, when we say enumeration, this is to present information in a list or series of items. While chronology, it is to organize information in chronological order or sequence. And then for procedural, it is to provide step-by-step instruction or directions. Now let us read the story, The Lion and the Mouse. Then do the task your teacher will assign to you. Wearing your respective thinking hats, work in groups and write your answers to the questions or tasks assigned to you. And then fill out the chart below. Students, are tone and mood important in a narrative? Why? If you were the lion, how would you express gratitude to the mouse for his compassion for you? How would you thank him for saving your life? And then write a letter to express exactly how you feel. Day 4. Students, what is a procedural text? Now let us answer the following and circle the correct answer. Students, remember that tone is what the author intends the story to feel. And then the mood refers to how the readers feel while reading the story. We can infer or guess the traits and feelings of characters by what they say, what others say about them, by what they think and feel, and by what they do. Both are important in successfully conveying to the reader the character's emotion and experiences in a narrative. It is possible for a narrative to have a similar tone and mood. Let us answer the following. What is the tone of the story? Why do you think so? And then what is the mood of the story? And what made you say so? Now let us identify the feeling or trait of the character. So here's another activity. Read the sentences carefully and find the answer provided in the box. Thank you for listening. End of week 3.
Thank you for watching. Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell for you to be updated on our latest videos. See you on our next lesson. Goodbye!